What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word Taiwan? Me too. Stuff is made there. And you're right. From your sandals, to your radio, to your back scrubber, it's made in Taiwan. But I bet there's something you didn't know that Taiwan's been making for thousands of years. Waves. What initially drew Shannon and I to explore Taiwan for surf was simple enough. We didn't know anything about it. My first thoughts were of large gray factories blowing smoke and shipping toys. A miserable place. But the map of Taiwan had a different story, and this is what drew our interest. Miles of promising surfable coastline in a tropical climate resting on the edge of the mighty swell-producing Pacific. It could be epic. Joining this random excursion was our ever-stoked friend and wave slider, Janelle, who was brave enough to take the gamble with us, and off we went. We figured typhoon season was the best time to visit, and when we arrived, the waves were not small.
Oh, I do not want to surf that. I need to go find somewhere like around a little corner or something. This is amazing.
We drove to the next jetty and found a spot a little less daunting, but the girls weren't having any of it. I wasn't too excited to surf it either, but it's a surf show, right? Other than a few clean rides, I was getting worked. But just as I was about to head in, some Taiwanese surfers showed up to join me in the water. I was never so stoked to share waves with locals.
It looks so fun from the beach, and you get out there and it's this whole other world. And it's like murky, and there's these phantom sets that come in and just wipe you through and send you back in, and there's all these pilings sticking up. It sure looks easy from here.
My first surf in Taiwan was a humbling experience, as the waves were a lot more powerful than I had expected. To shake off my jitters, we decided to check out the local night market.
Good times in Taiwan!
So this is a Taiwanese night market, and I wish I had one of these at home. In some areas, they do this 7 nights a week, and the families come out. It's too hot during the day, so people want to do their shopping, their go-kart racing, their fried chicken eating at nighttime. Yeah, good fun. Taiwan's for everyone. Here we got a Turkish guy who's pretty excited about his ice cream.
Being an American in Taiwan, I soon learned about the dicey political situation the island is involved in between China and the US. Communist China says it's a rebel province and wants it back, kind of like if Hawaii broke away from the US. Taiwan says it's its own country, but China's 750 pre-aimed ballistic missiles bet they won't make it official. Then the US says, you invade Taiwan and we'll defend our democratic Far East brother. We're talking the start of World War III. What got me was the Taiwanese on the surface didn't seem too bothered about the whole deal, given the fact that any day missiles could vaporize these streets in mere minutes. Continuing south the next day, and not having a surf map to go by, We had no idea where the good waves were in Taiwan. I thought it would be fun trying to find them, but the island ended up being a lot bigger and the roads a lot more windy than I had anticipated. We searched all day, pulling over at every chance to view the coast, but we couldn't find a decent wave to surf.
We want to make it down this coast, but it's a long drive. We might not get any waves over here, though it's offshore, and we don't know how much the swell is projecting down the whole coast of Taiwan here.
We were about to give in, but decided to check out one last beach because of its special name. When we pulled up, we were stoked to see a surfer drop into a nice left. And with an hour before dark to spare, the girls were out there. Me? I was too scared of the sharks. You know they feed at night. Okay, the girls made it look fun, so I went out for a few.
Caught were some of the bigger, more scarier waves that I caught in a long time. Just a big, quick drop, and was able to do a few little turns, but not too much.
This is the infamous Taiwanese surf beetle that likes to hang out at surf spots and bite surfers' ankles when the swell's up and they're running by through the beach here. And as you can see, those pinchers are not messing around. Oh. Sorry, bro. Didn't make Animal Planet right there. But he seems pretty friendly. He doesn't seem like such a bad guy. Ooh, he does look like he's setting up for something. Bye, buddy.
Walking around the capital city of Taipei the next morning, we noticed this enormous building, probably 3 times the height of any others.
This is Taipei 101, currently the tallest building in the world. It's 510 meters and it's 101 stories tall. It was built to resemble a stalk of bamboo, but I think it looks a little bit more like Chinese takeout boxes stacked on top of each other.
Our surf trip in Taiwan was going great so far. All that we needed was someone with some local knowledge to show us around. We met up with an old college surf buddy of Janelle's named Matt Mueller, who after graduating, packed up, moved to Taiwan, and hadn't been seen by his friends in 4 years.
The original plan was to be here for a year, but I liked it so much, and the longer I stayed, the more I liked it. The air's clean, the water's beautiful, it's warm. As for surfing, you never have a crowd, at the most like 10 people, and they're all your friends and they're all welcome you. Hey, yeah, come on, surf. I have an awesome job. I teach 4- and 5-year-olds every morning for 3 hours. I teach them English, and it's really weird because their English is kind of funny, so it's cute, and I love learning Chinese. It's so interesting. Came down here, and then I met some foreigners, and they're like, yeah, it gets really good when we have typhoons and blah blah blah. And so I said, oh, okay. I didn't really believe them because I hadn't seen any good waves, but sure enough, it gets really good.
After our session, we noticed along the riverbank a large gathering of locals having a Sunday picnic. There was something different about them, as they didn't look Taiwanese. Matt told me they were Aborigines, the descendants of the first inhabitants of Taiwan before the Chinese arrived. Taiwanese Aborigines? Now I've heard everything. They were super friendly and invited us to join their picnic. It was an awesome experience dancing with this native tribe, and especially touching when they sang farewell to us. Saying goodbye to Matt, he gave us directions to another wave he thought we might be interested in. Within 10 minutes, I was lost again. But the people of Taiwan are a courteous bunch, and when I asked a local if he knew where we might find a song long, which is Chinese for long wave, he knew right where to take us. This wave was something you dream about scoring when you go on a surf trip. A world-class left wrapping around a palm-fringed point? I thought you could only find something like this in Indonesia. The locals couldn't believe my luck, as they said the wave breaks about 10 days a year. But I don't believe in luck. Taiwan was turning out to be so much more than we had ever expected. Vibrant and tropical scenery, Aborigines, waves. Who would have thought it could get any better? But it did.
If you come to Taiwan, you might be a little bit overwhelmed if your Western taste buds are limited to the Eastern foods. But look what we found here. This is called a Chinese pizza, right? And in here, we got ourselves like a doughy pancake kind of deal. They put in eggs, sausage, onion, chives, and basil leaves. It's greasy, and it is so good after a surf.
We were starting to see why Taiwanese didn't seem so concerned about the threat of invasion from China, as it's easy to get lost in the beauty of the moment.
Suddenly taken by the moment, reaching out, reeling from the motion.
I guess that's why Shannon and I like to travel sometimes a little bit off the regular road and the mapped out spots is, you know, you take risks. Sometimes you end up in a place that ain't so great, and sometimes you end up in a place like Taiwan. And this is as beautiful and as interesting and as fun as anywhere I've ever been.
I'm so far.
Still on the hunt for surf, a local woman told us where we might find some waves.
下面你游泳的地方，
I totally understand.
游泳的地方。
And that's when it got bizarre.
好，谢谢。
First, we drive into this town and I see longboards on a rack outside. When we pull over to check it out, there's this kid with a puka shell necklace sanding a surfboard fin. And he looks like he knows what he's doing. Okay, a surf shop in Taiwan. That's not so hard to believe. It's when we went down to the beach and saw what looked like a day at Waikiki that I was blown away. There was a full-on blossoming surf culture in Taiwan, and I had no idea it existed. From beginners to guys ripping it up, the place was covered with surfers. In my own mind, I felt like a modern-day Dr. Livingstone, discovering a new tribe of surfers previously unknown to the world. But that's not all. Then out of nowhere, my longtime friend Peter Mendia, along with Dan Malloy, walk up. They were here along with fellow surf explorers Rob Gilley and Joe Curran on a similar mission, to check out Taiwan, surf, and make a story out of it. It's a small world after all. The waves were small and fun, but not exactly what you travel halfway around the world for. Right when we were starting to get bummed about the diminishing swell, we noticed a guy with no arms in the shore break. He was doing these flips into the waves and had the biggest smile on his face. It really put things into perspective and changed all of our attitudes. His name was Wu Jin, and he lost his arms when he was a child by grabbing an electrically charged wire. I don't think anyone told him he should be depressed about his handicap, because he was the most stoked person on the beach. He was truly inspiring, and you could see the impression he had left on our hearts as when the surf got even smaller the next day, we were enjoying the waves as if they were perfect.
I love Taiwan. It's got something for everyone, from super mellow cruisy waves to huge pounding surf. We've got the Aborigine villages, then the big huge metropolitan cities, and even these white sand beach towns. It's beautiful. Can't ask for anything more.
Taiwan turned out to be more than we could have imagined. The island was full of surprises, like killer grasshoppers. And once you got over the fact that you could be vaporized by Chinese missiles at any moment, you could really relax, soak up the place, and enjoy the waves.